and quit her body in a blazing fire by meditation on the fairy element. Sati at once thought of the lotus feet of her husband, Lord Shiva, who is one of the great personalities of Godhead in charge of the management of the material world. And simply by meditating on his lotus feet, she derived such great pleasure that she forgot everything in relationship with her body. This pleasure was certainly material because she gave up her body for another body that was also material. But by this example, we can appreciate the devotee's pleasure in concentrating his mind and attention on the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, Vishnu or Krishna. There is such transcendental bliss in simply meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord that one can forget everything but the Lord's transcendental form. This is the prediction of this is the perfection of yogic samadhi or ecstasy. In this verse, it is stated that by such meditation she became free from all contamination. What was that contamination? The contamination was her concept of the body derived from Daksha. But she forgot that bodily relationship in trance. The purport is that when one becomes free from all bodily relationships within this material world and simply places himself in the position of an eternal servant of the Supreme Lord, it is to be understood that all the contamination of this material attachment has been burned by the blazing fires of transcendental ecstasy. It is not necessary for one to manifest a blazing fire externally, for if one forgets all his bodily relationships within this material world and becomes situated in his spiritual identity, it is said that one has been freed from all material contamination by the blazing fire of yogic samadhi or ecstasy. This is the topmost perfection of yoga. If one keeps his bodily relationships within this material world and poses himself as a great yogi, he is not a bona fide yogi. In Srimad Bhagavatam 2.4.15, it is stated, Yad Kirtanam Yad Smaranam, simply by chanting the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Simply by remembering the lotus feet of Krishna, simply by prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one is immediately freed from material contamination, the material bodily concept, by the blazing fire of ecstasy. This effect takes place immediately without a second's delay. According to Sri Jiva Goswami, that Sati quit her body means that she gave up within her heart her relationship with Daksha. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also comments that since Sati is the superintendent deity of the external potency, when she quit her body, she did not get a spiritual body but simply transferred from the body she had received from Daksha. Other commentators also say that she immediately transferred herself into the womb of Menaka, her future mother. She gave up the body she had received from Daksha and immediately transferred herself to another better body. But this does not mean that she got a spiritual body. To the Mangalacharan. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नितनामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे श्रीचैतन्यमनोविष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण First of all, you accept my humble obeisances. Bow down to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Seek your blessing so that you can say something which adds value to this hour. Also, seek blessing of His Grace Madhupati Prabhu for engaging me in this seva so that I can do some Shastra study, which increases my desire for devotional service. We are reading um, the history of the daughters, three daughters of Swayambhu Manu, Mata Devahuti, Mata Akuti, and Mata Prasuti. In this particular instance, we are reading um, the second Swayambhu Manu's second daughter's marriage with Prajapati Daksh, where and then his lineage, and in that lineage, we have come across this discussion where Prajapati Daksh is very pumped up with his position and is performing various sacrifices, uh, fire sacrifices. And in one of the fire sacrifice, when he enters the arena, um, he is offended by the behavior of Lord Shiva. It is the ignorance of Daksha. He doesn't understand that Lord Shiva is actually meditating on the Supreme Lord. But even if we put that aside, uh, Lord Shiva is much higher in the position uh, of than Daksha. No. For the uh, for the Leela, he has taken up a position of a son-in-law with respect to Daksha. And because of that, he takes this position, lower position. But still, uh, he is uh, he is much higher position. He is the Guna avatar of Supreme Personality of Godhead. For the maintenance of this world, Supreme Lord takes these three avatars. He comes as uh, comes as a Guna avatar of Lord Brahma to create the world. Then he um, comes as Chirodakshai Vishnu or Vishnu avatar for the maintenance of the world. And then he is also here. He also appears as Lord Shiva uh, for the destruction of this world. So maintenance, uh, creation, creation, maintenance, and destruction. So, because of that, Lord Shiva's position is much higher. Sometimes Lord take this position uh, of these inferior positions or the lower positions for the Leela, but that does not mean that uh, Supreme Lord has become Lord. We see that uh, in Mahabharata Yuddha, Supreme Lord has taken up the position of a charioteer. You know? He is the Sarathi of Arjun. And that's a very lower position. In fact, it's such a lower position that generally it is taken by Shudras. We know this story that when Mata Kunti gave up Karna and he was picked up by the Sarathi of uh, Dhritarashtra, uh, hence he was considered as Sutaputra. And because of that, he was not allowed to learn the uh, art of warfare. He was not allowed to learn archery. He was not allowed to learn Shastra Vidya. Shastra Vidya. Right. So we see what is the position of somebody uh, who is in a somebody who is a charioteer. But Krishna, being a Bhaktavatsala, he takes up that position. Uh, we also know that uh, in the yajna of Rajashiv, Supreme Lord Krishna, who is present there, is uh, touching the feet of Yudhishthir Maharaj because he's saying that you are the king, and that's why he takes up this position. When he takes birth as Vamanadev, son of Kashyap Muni, then also he is uh, bowing down to, he's touching the feet of his father. Or when he is Nanda Nandana, he's touching the lotus feet of his father and mother. Uh, but uh, but that is for the Leela. No? But that does not mean that the Supreme Lord has taken up a lesser position. So similarly, when Lord Shiva has taken up the position of being the son-in-law of Daksha, Daksha should still understand that he's Prajapati. So he should understand that what is his real position. But Prajapati Daksh takes this offense and then starts cursing Lord Shiva and then blaspheming Lord Shiva with different uh, uh, degrading attributes, such as that you're unclean and you do not know how to behave, uh, and then you have no opulences, and we'll see in the counter curse we see that Nandishwara curses Daksha to take up the head of a goat. Um, and then now onward, so this is the start of that lila which will come. We'll see that how Prajapati Daksha gets the head of a goat. We'll take that up in a next chapter, probably the sixth one. Uh, so that sacrificial arena was then destroyed, and then Prajapati Daksh again for this conflict between father-in-law and son-in-law goes for many thousand years, and now Prajapati Daksh is having another. So in between, he had many other sacrifices. You know, In fact, it is mentioned that um, he is currently he is performing a sacrifice named Brihaspati Sav. And then before that, he had performed Vajpayee sacrifice, a sacrifice named Vajpayee. And then Srila Prabhupada in that comments, he's saying that in Vedas it is prescribed that before performing Brihaspati sacrifice, one should perform the sacrifice named Vajpayee. While performing these sacrifices, however, Daksha neglected great devotees like Lord Shiva. According to Vedic scriptures, the demigods are eligible to participate in yagnas and share the oblations. But Daksha wanted to avoid them. All sacrifices are intended to pacify Lord Vishnu, but Lord Vishnu includes all his devotees. Brahma, Lord Shiva, and other demigods are all obedient servants of Lord Vishnu. Therefore, Lord Vishnu is never satisfied without them. But Daksha, being puffed up with his power, wanted to deprive Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva of the participation in the sacrifice. Understanding that if one satisfied Vishnu, it is not necessary to satisfy his followers. But that is not the process. Vishnu wants his followers to be satisfied first. Lord Krishna says, Mad Bhakta Puja Vyadika. The worship of my devotees is better than worship of me. Similarly, in the Shiva Purana, it is stated that the best mode of worship is to offer oblations to Vishnu. But better than that is to worship the devotees of Krishna. Thus, Daksha determination to neglect Lord Shiva is in the sacrifice was not fitting. So we can see that the best way to worship Lord Shiva is through the worship of his devotees. We see that um, Krishna loves his names when it is um, associated with his devotees. For example, Krishna likes his name Shyam Sundar, but he likes Sri Radha Shyam Sundar much more than just Shyam Sundar. Krishna likes his name Partha Sarthi much more than Kana. Because it is coming in the relationship with um, his devotee. Even the mantra jap which we do, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Here, the Hara is actually the internal potency. It's referring to Srimati Radharani. So every word we are saying of the Supreme Lord, every name, before that we are uh, adding this Hare Krishna. So that's very important to understand that Krishna can take this offense against himself, but he can never ever um, accept an offense against his devotee. And then time and again we see that Krishna, for example, in Mahabharata Yuddha, he vowed that he is not going to pick up any weapon. But when time came and it was matter of protecting his devotees against the fury of Bhishma Pitama, then uh, he gave up that vow and he picked up the wheel of the chariot as a chakra and wanted to attack. The two things there. One was that protection of his devotees, that's Pandavas. And second was that Vishnu Pitama has taken vow that I'm going to um, make Krishna break his vow of not picking up the weapon. Okay. Krishna is ready to take the name such as Ranchor, which is derogatory, like somebody who um, runs away from the battlefield. In fact, in uh, Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna is expressing his desire that I do not want to fight uh, this battle, because why to get this kingdom at the expense of all my near and dear ones' lives. So Krishna is chastising Arjuna. Kutastha kashmalamidam vishame samupashtitam anare justam asargyam akirtikaram. So he's saying that, in this difficult time, where has this kalmash, this bad thought in your heart originated, which is anarya, which is not befitting an Arya, a civilized person. And then it is akirti. It provides you apakirti. It provides you infamy. And also it's giving you aswargyam. That means it's taking you to lower or hellish planetary systems. A kshatriya is not supposed to run away from battlefield, but Krishna is ready to take that position. He runs away from the battlefield. um, Also, I was reading Garga Samhita. So on one part is that Krishna doesn't become uh, happy if anyone is neglecting his devotees. That too, what to speak of Lord Shiva, where Vedas are saying that there is no difference between Krishna and Shiva. No? We know this, very famous verse which describes Lord Shiva's position as just as milk is transformed into yogurt by the action of acids, but by the effect of curd, but yet the effect curd is neither same as nor different from its cause milk. So just like yah sambhutam api tatha samupayati karya. Yeah. So I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, of whom the state of Shambhu is transformation for the performance of the work of destruction. Right? He has taken up this Gunavatar for the performance. But there is no difference between, just like there's no difference between milk and yogurt, or the only difference is that the milk has come in contact with this acid and becomes yogurt. But on a mool level or the tattva level, they are same. Similarly, in Garga Samhita also, Krishna, this is Krishna himself saying, you know, Avayoh antaram nasti muna pashyati durdhiya. Uh, what is he saying? Mamasi hridaye tvam tu bhavato hridaye hyaham. Avayoh antara nasti muna pashyati durdhiya. You are in my heart and I am in yours. This is Lord Krishna saying to Lord Shiva. There is no separation between us, and only the foolish with impaired intellect perceive a distinction. This is nobody else other than Krishna himself saying. So, Vaishnavanam yatha Shambhu. So what is, so on one side, Krishna is saying that I cannot accept um, that somebody is thinking bad about my devotee or doing any bad things. And then here, what to speak of the position of Lord Shiva, who is, um, not different than Krishna himself. So Actually, there is much more I wanted to cover, but I see that we are trying to run out of time. So that's the position of Lord Shiva. And then Mata Sati, we already learned in previous verses that how if somebody is hearing bad about a devotee, either they should cover up their ear and go away from there, or should kill that person. Um, so here, Mata Sati is actually uh, so much ashamed that her body is coming from her father Daksha, and because of that, she doesn't want to associate with and keep this body, and that's why she gives up that body. And in that process, she is meditating on the lotus feet of her husband, and that's showing the power of a sati. That's showing the power of it's in fact she is so chaste, and then so that her name Sati is not only a noun, but it also becomes an adjective. Like we many a time we say that like Sati Savitri or Sati Anusuya. These are the examples of a chaste woman, who are so devoted to their husband. Um, you know, so, so her name, Mata Sati's name, becomes an adjective, is used to decorate the names of other women who are of this exemplary character. You know, um, and then we know that how powerful the chaste women are. We see that Mata uh, Anasuya, she was so powerful that she transformed these three murtis, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, who went to test her chastity. Um, she actually transformed them into small kids and served them. Anyway, that's a long story. So those are the points which I wanted to cover. Sorry for going a minute over. Would like to stop here, and any discussions, comments, corrections can be taken up in Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya group. Um, I don't see. Do we see Madhupati Prabhu in the call? Oh, I see Simeshwar Prabhu. Over to you, Simeshwar Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Yeah, Hari Bol, Prabhuji, Hare
Hari
Krishna.
bol, Hari bol.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Akhilesh Krishna Prabhu. Such a enlivening, wonderful class. Thank you so much. Thank you all dear devotees. Let's chant together. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
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 Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama,
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 Rama
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 Rama,
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 Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Sri Narasimha, Jai Narasimha,
Hare
Jai Jai Narasimha, Prahaladesha, Jai
Hare.
Padma Mukha Padma Bhringam, Ugram Viryam Mahavishnam
Brahma
Jalandam
Vishnu,
Sarvadomukam, Narasimham Vishnam Bhadram Murtyu Murtyu Namamiham, Narasimhadev Bhagavan Ki Jai.
Jai.
Let's pay our obeisance to all the assembled Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. Vancha kalpatarupasya
Tanushya
prabha
Kripa
sindhubhye
Sindhu
vacha
Evacha.
patitanam
Patitanam
pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo
vaishnavebhyo namo
Vaishnavyo
namaha.
Namo Namah.
Vaishnavrinda ki
Ki Jai.
jai. Indra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila
Ki Jai.
Prabhupada ki
Ki
jai.
Jai.
So today's evening there is a program. Prabhupada Maharaj is giving a class at Sushil Prabhu's home. If anybody would like to join, please
Oh, I
join.
cannot hear. See
Not
if there's audio problem.
able to hear, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So yeah, so Maharaj is giving a lecture today in the evening, and we'll also have probably tune our evening classes with Maharaj's class so that everybody can participate via Zoom. Please join. Okay. Wish you all a very Krishna conscious day ahead. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Hare
Hari Bol,
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Bol.
Bol. Thank you,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
everybody.
Thank you, Akhilesh Krishna
Thank you,
Prabhu.
everyone.
Thank you, Haribol.
Hare Krishna.